Hello and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and I'm here today to do the reading for the new moon in Cancer that has just taken place. I am going to, before I start, apologise for my screen or for this haziness on this video. I don't know what's going on. I've tried cleaning the screen. It hasn't made any difference. I've closed the curtains completely. And there's it just seems to be like this mist, almost like a fuzziness across the screen. I keep wondering where that's coming from, but I have no idea what that's all about. So I'm going to apologise for that to start with. I am aware of it, but I've tried various different things. I've tried closing the curtains fully. I've tried opening the curtains. I've tried having lights on and off. And at the moment I've got a big light on and a small light facing me, and it's still there. So anyway, I'm going to continue. So if you see kind of weird lights and stuff coming out my fingers, and I have no idea what that's about. So back to the reading. This Cancer new moon energy for the collective. This is the tarot part of the reading. I've recently done the astrology part, which is up on my channel. So if you're interested in the astrology side of it, go and watch that video for a bit more in-depth information. This, like I said, is the tarot part that I'm doing today. And the Cancer new moon is about the heart, it's about the home, and it's about deep feelings. And this new moon, has brought up some emotional a past history, shall we say, for a lot of us to kind of try and work through, because we've recently had a Chiron square with this energy as well, with this new moon. So if you're having a lot of emotional turmoil at the moment, that will be why. And if you're interested, there will be a link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out for yourself, for your own astrology chart. There's a free natal link there, and you can go and look for yourself to see what placements may be making a difference at this time. So starting the reading off with the new moon energy card here, which is all about a new start. New moons are always about something new happening. For us collectively, it's happening in the 4th house of, like I was saying, home, heart, security, sensitivity, the vulnerability. Cancer energy, being the crab, feels very vulnerable, which is why they have this kind of outer shell. So they have the ability, Cancerians, to kind of hide things quite well as well. So you may be feeling that energy at this time. You may want to just hide away from things and not be so involved in the outside world. And now's a good time to kind of do that, go more inside yourself and find how you truly are feeling about something. We also have you and your loved ones are safe, which is the actual new moon in Cancer energy, because that's another really big thing about Cancer energy, is safety, security, and very protective as well. So you may be feeling protective about your emotions, you may be feeling protective about your home environment. And last of all, we have the cardinal moon, because it is a cardinal moon. Cancer is a cardinal energy, and it's saying be bold and make the first move, because cardinal energy is initiating energy. It's an energy of doing, of making something happen. So those are the 3 energies that we are working with at this time. I'm just going to put them back here. And the first card that we are starting the reading off with today is from the meditation, celestial meditation deck that I usually use at the time of the full and the new moons. Again, I'm going to apologise about glaring on these cards as well. The lighting is so weird today, and I don't know why, because I haven't changed anything. So I have no idea why it's happening. It's all very odd. So the card is saying, it's the awakened one, and it's saying the Buddha at the moment of enlightenment involved the earth as witness as his right hand touched the earth. The sun and moon stood still, and all the creatures of the world came to offer obeisance to the Supreme One who had broken through the boundaries of egocentric existence. Be a light under yourself, the Buddha declared at the end of his life. Beyond your physical body is the enlightened body. As the Buddha did, awaken to your own indwelling unconditional awareness. And the major words here are beyond ego. So this is the energy that we are dealing with at this time for this Cancer. Again, that's really, really, really... So I'm just going to turn this light out here and see if that makes any difference. It's still really hazy. I don't know what's going on there. Like I say, I've tried opening curtains, I've tried closing curtains, I've tried having lights on, lights off. Nothing seems to be making any difference. It's very peculiar. So those are the energies around the Cancer new moon. Trying to go beyond the ego. Again, it's that sense of kind of going within, meditating, finding your own feelings. How do you feel about something? How does something make you feel? And like I was saying, there could be this past emotional history coming up for a lot of us at this time as well, which could be triggered by something that is happening now in the present, but it's being triggered because it's already within. So it's something that's already there, which is kind of reminding us that there is this past issue. So we're going to start the actual reading off, and I'm doing the Celtic cross as usual for the new and full moons, with the energy of the Seven of Swords, and the words that are written here is uselessness. Swords is the mental realm. It's the mind. It can be the mind playing tricks on us. It can be seen as deceit. That something's not being, we're not being given all the answers to something or all the information for something that we need in order to be able to make a complete choice or decision on something here. The Seven can also be about holding our cards close to our chest, which at this time, with all this kind of emotional energy going on, that could also be a factor. This new moon, we also have, it's sextile to Uranus, so that's a lot of upheaval and a lot of change around what we've been doing. But it's also trining Neptune, which is that energy of kind of confusion and not necessarily being able to see things very clearly or being able to really be precise about something, which is kind of what's coming through here. Is that it's difficult for us to actually be precise about something, and that could also be because we're not being given all the information. If you look behind, it's like this kind of head that's got all these different eyes and these mouths, and for me it kind of represents the collective energy at this time of all of us feeling in this place. If you look at that face that is kind of being created there by all this, it feels like collective mind energy, like real kind of chaos, chaotic manipulation as well, the Seven of Swords. But it also feels like trying to find the truth within it all, because the swords, like itself, is to do with, like I was saying, the mind, the logical, the sense, the truth. But I feel as though it's also kind of saying that the truth isn't going to be found within this energy. We're not going to find it there because it's covered by the moon, literally, at this time. And so the moon is kind of saying to me that there are hidden depths here. Things are hidden. We're not going to find it by looking outward. We're not going to find it by asking other people or looking to others for the truth, in a way. We need to go within. The moon is a card of going within. It also symbolises the collective. The moon is the soul energy. It is the people. But it is also about going deeper within our own intuitive knowing and really feeling, because the moon rules Cancer. So it is that Cancerian energy as well, which is all about the heart and the feelings. And knowing for yourself. That's the challenge. This is the crossing card, and the challenging energy here at this time is finding it for yourself, for ourselves, on an individual level, and not being part of this kind of mass conscious, it also feels like panic in a way, like not feeding into this, not becoming a part of this chaotic, crazy energy here, but keeping ourselves grounded in our own intuitive knowing, feelings, the home, the security, as I was talking about earlier. This is what the Cancerian moon energy is. There's also an element with this moon card as well, that something is still being developed. Like, the truth can't be revealed at this time because it's still in the process of being revealed. It's still in the process of being understood by us in order to be brought out from the dark, because the new moon is the dark. It's when there is no moon, because the moon is so close to the sun, because it's conjunct the sun, it's hidden by the sun, so you can't see the moon during the conjunction, during the new moon energy. So there is a kind of a darkness, an emotional sense of, and this could also be this card here as well. I often liken it to like not being able to see, literally not being able to see in the dark as well, not being able to make sense of something because it's too dark, because there is no light to show the way. So it kind of puts us into this energy of kind of getting not prepared. I'm being told not prepared for what's to come. But also to go within to prepare ourselves on a deeper level. So let's see what else we get here. In our heads and what we're aware of is an interesting card. We have the White Buffalo Woman, who's all about prophecy. The White Buffalo Woman was supposed to have brought the peace pipe to the Indians, as well as taught them things like the marriage ceremony, healing, very earthy energy. All those things that are very kind of connected to the earth are to do with this particular card here, which is also the Knight of Stones, or the Knight of I'm just going to try and move this camera a wee bit, if that's going to make any difference. The Knight of Pentacles, earth energy, grounded energy, but it's in reverse. So, and it's in our heads. So at this time we are all kind of up in our up in our heads. I don't feel so much up in our heads, sorry, as kind of we're not grounded. It does feel as though there's like a real ungroundedness at this time, that we're not connecting to the environment, because this is very much about the environment. And the Knight of Pentacles is also to do with loyalty to something that you can depend on, because you know that it's not a flash in the pan energy. It's something that's long lasting. It's something that works slowly towards something, but it's in reverse. So there may be a sense here of kind of like it's been going on too long now, that we just want to get to the end of this, that we want to that's kind of what's coming. We want to get to the end of this. We want to, because the Knight of, like I was saying, the Knight of Pentacles is very slow. He crosses all his T's, dots all his I's. And it feels like this energy of kind of like, this is just like, you know, losing our like our energy is being kind of drained, because it's like, if you know, longer something goes on, the longer that you're doing the same thing, and the longer that you're putting energy into something and not kind of seeing any change or any results, it's draining. And that's what this is kind of saying to me, that there's this mass drainage of energy at this time. We're all kind of fed up with it. We're all kind of wanting things to move forward, and they're not. So this could also be a warning as well, that things aren't going to change in the way that we're being told, or it is also this kind of Seven of Swords energy possibly as well, the deception here, that what we're being told is going to happen actually isn't going to be the reality. I'm kind of getting, we're all fed up now. It's like, had enough, don't want to do this anymore. The card that we're moving, or the energy, should I say, that we're moving away from here, the card that we have is the Hangman energy, which is about hanging literally in limbo. Again, that waiting, that kind of looking for a higher perspective, but it is in reverse. So again, it feels like just too long. It's just been too long. It's like something needs to change here. Something needs to be liberated, is kind of what I'm feeling. There needs to be this kind of liberation of the collective consciousness, is kind of how it's coming through, because we've all been in this situation of hanging, waiting patiently for things to change. Again, with this buffalo, for things to change, for things to move on, for things to become grounded again in our reality. But the Hangman has also come out with the Son of Swords, and the Son of Swords is an energy of, well, it's the Page of Swords, so it's an energy of wanting to take action, wanting things to change, wanting quick results, which may not always be the best results, but kind of like almost like so fed up now that it doesn't matter. So it could also be an element here of kind of being worn down. As I was saying, I just feel this energy of being worn down. Also, the Buffalo Woman was also the kind of sacred, there's a sacred energy, which is why she's got this like yellow light around her head, or golden light. She was said to have appeared to these two warriors and told them that she was going to present their tribe with something, and what she presented to them was this peace pipe, which is a major part of, it's the Lakota tribe, major part of their history. It's supposed to still have that same pipe like 2,000 years on. So there could also be like, because things are changing from, again, the new era, from out of the Pisces age and into the Aquarian age, which is also about a kind of 2,000 year cycle that we're in, that is changing astrologically on the kind of bigger cosmic clock, shall we say. So we are moving out of that Piscean age and into this Aquarian age, which is why everything is so crazy at this time. But there is this sense of like, just like, hurry it up already. Let's just do this. Let's just, like, people don't want to hold back anymore. They don't want to. They've had enough of this hanging in limbo, waiting, hoping. But there is also within the Hangman energy as well, kind of looking for something from a higher perspective. So for a lot of people, there has been this time of kind of seeing things from a higher level, of understanding things beyond the kind of, like, say, the mainstream level of what's being told to us. And so it's like, even there, it's like reaching the end of the tether. It's like, okay, I really need to do something else now. I really need to move this forward. I really need to learn more. It is like a stagnation energy, is what I'm feeling with these two cards here. And we also have Mars in Leo as well. I know it's not air energy, but Mars in Leo can make people very, what's the word? Make people very, not spontaneous. It's not spontaneous. It's more to do with, like, fired up, like really wanting a result, really wanting to change the energy that we're in at this time, because Mars is our willpower. It's our driving force. Whereas the Son of Swords being air energy, it's very much about, I would say, answers. Again, it's like wanting those answers, wanting to know what's the score, what's the story. But again, it feels like, though, like, not going to find the answers outside. This is about an inner journey. And we have in the subconscious energy here, Temperance in reverse. And there's an interesting element with the Temperance card here, because it talks about the old and the new, but it is in reverse. And it is alchemy. So it's about blending, like, the past and the future. And making and taking, shall we say, taking the best of the past into the future, and leaving behind, or allowing to kind of leave behind what it is that we no longer need from that past, whether that's individually or collectively. It's about balancing things up. It's about flowing. It's about the masculine and the feminine energy as well. The silver cup, the gold cup. The sun and the moon. It's also depicted in this card as like an angel. If I turn it up this way, you can see it better. It's depicted as like an angel on one side and the devil on the other. So it's also, again, that kind of sense of, I suppose, duality in a way. Also to do with, you know, like which side wins. We've both got these kind of elements within us, and it's like which side do we allow to take the most space up within ourselves? Which energy are we most drawn to? Which one do we allow to have the biggest control over us? So it's also come out with the Magician energy, which is all about that creative manifestation in the subconscious. This is both energies that we're not aware of because it is hidden. It's in that hidden realm of where we're coming from. And what I was drawn to particularly with this card today was this, oh, sorry about that, that's really glaring, was this cup here with this rod going all the way through it, like a spear is how it's coming through there, like a spear, but it's like a fire, it's like on fire. You can see the flames coming out the end of it. And it's kind of coming through as like this burning passion, something that is driving us, even though we may not be aware of it. Like as a collective. I also feel that this is about like change again, like changing, kind of something that's changing, going from the old into the new, but at the same time, because it's in reverse, it's kind of staying stuck in this old energy as well. Which is very Uranian energy in a way. It's like the future is there, it's being created, we are creating it all the time, constantly. Whether we know that we're doing that or not, again, that is both individually and collectively that we are doing this. By everything that we kind of put our energies into, our thoughts, our hopes, our passions, our dreams, our desires, what drives us, what we create outwardly, what comes into our reality. So there is this kind of this old versus the new is how it's coming through here. The old versus the new. And a lot of people don't want to move into this new, and a lot of, shall we say, establishment doesn't want us to move into this new energy as well. And it's doing everything it can to kind of resist it, hold it back, stop it from happening. Not allowing something new. Because there is, it also feels like an awakening. Like there is this awakening, which is basically what it was saying here as well, the awakened one. There is this awakening that is happening again. Too much glare. God damn it. Sorry about that. Annoying. I might try and actually just put the light down a bit on that. See if that makes any difference. Yes, slightly better. So yeah, it kind of, it says the awakened one. And the awakened one is us collectively. It's like there is this awakening that is happening on the planet because, again, of all the Uranus energy that we're going through at this time. Uranus squaring Saturn is kind of having this big battle between the old and the new. Uranus wants to bring the new in, and the new is kind of innovative, it's different, it's things that we've never experienced before. It's kind of futuristic by its very nature. But it's also this sense of kind of people awakening to their own spirituality, people awakening to their own divinity, their own sovereignty. And in doing so, those that have held the power for so long are losing that power, that control. And they kind of know that, so they're kind of really trying to hold on tight. Like, the more people wake up and kind of really start expressing and knowing that they are responsible for their own creation and taking back their own power, the more they are losing that grip, shall we say. And so there is going to be a lot of backwards and forwards between these two energies. It's already happening, but it's going to get even stronger as we move forward. So the Ace of Stones, or the Ace of Pentacles, which is quite interesting, because if you look at the Magician card here as well, you have that stone in the background, and this sword is going right the way through it, which again is the Ace of Swords, is the Ace of Truth. The Ace is kind of, it's truth, it's perception, it's seeing something with kind of a laser vision, it's understanding something and in a bigger sense. And over the top of this Ace of Stones, or Ace of Pentacles here, we have a rainbow, which we also have in this Hangman. And for me, the rainbow also represents the chakra system, which also connects to the Kundalini, which is also very Aquarian energy, as we're moving more into our own destiny, shall we say, opportunity, things changing. And this feels a bit like a rolling stone is how it's coming through. Like this stone is starting to slowly rumbling forward. This is the energy that's moving in. I'm literally seeing it like this big rolling boulder that's kind of like, kind of connecting somehow to this energy here. It's like it's picking up steam again. It's like it's been held back for quite some time, but it's not going to be held back for much longer. And it's here to bring in this new growth. This new growth, because stones is the pentacle energy. It is the earth energy. And it relates to opportunities. It relates to growth. But with the rainbow over the top as well, for me, it's also saying that this is kind of something that is divinely inspired here. And also, I'm getting the kind of like, it's not going to stop. It's not the words like this isn't going to stop are coming through. Like this is just going to expand. It's almost like a rolling, like when you get a snowball and you roll it until it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's kind of how it's appearing to me, like this big, like it started off as something small, but it's kind of grown into something really big, or it is growing into something really big, which is kind of, it's kind of like bulldozering, if you like, in a way, over all this other stuff, like flattening. I don't know where that's coming from, but like it's flattening out all of the other, I mean, talk kind of the other nonsense or belief systems or things that we've kind of bought into, is how it's coming through. So then we have the Daughter of Cups, which is known as Brigid of Ireland, who was an Irish goddess who became a saint. The Christian or the Christian religion, shall we say, which of course he was mostly patriarchal and dominated by men, they kind of took this energy, which was very much about the connection to the earth again, but in a heart-centered way, like being connected to the earth, like really kind of having that understanding of what our connection with the earth is on a really deep level, like knowing that everything that we are is physically the same as the earth. If you look here, there's also like the standing stones in the back as well. So there's ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge, but it was also heart connected because it's cups energy. So it was like the emotional connection is how it's coming through here. Because if you see her head, it's literally kind of coming out of that hill there, like there is no separation. She is part of it, it is part of her. But being cups, it is about the emotional realm, the emotional body, not just the physical. So there is also this sense of disconnection because it's in reverse. This is the Knight of Cups as well. In ordinary tarot, this would be seen as the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is about looking for love, searching for love, wanting to express love, particularly when it's in reverse, wanting to express love but holding back, not feeling that that's a good idea, or maybe not even understanding really on a deeper level anymore what it actually is, because we've become so disconnected from our heart energy, and our heart energy is connected to the earth energy as well. We've got two night energies out here, both in reverse. So there could be at this time, as I was saying as well, this could also relate to the emotional baggage that's coming up for us, the emotional history that we need to release and let go in order to make space for something new to come in. Because after that we have the Ace of Wands in the East. So that's two aces that we have here. And this is that sword that I was, or spear should I say, sorry, spear that I was talking about here, going through this cup here. So the cup is the emotions, the spear is the creative drive, the passion, the fire, what lights us up, what ignites us, what pushes us forward. And here, it's like the two are connected. And so it's coming through for me like an energy of what I'm getting is kind of burning desire, like this burning desire within us all to it feels like this collective creative drive or energy, like moving into this place where we are being more like, what's the words here, like being more, it's like connected, but it's energetic. It's like an energetic connection, kind of awakening, something, again, awakening is what's coming through, like an energetic connection that is being awakened. I'm also seeing this is kind of like the head energy here, and the spear, the tip of the spear going up like the spine, like the chakra again, the chakra energy, kundalini energy, kind of bringing something back to life, a part of our own imagination or drive or passion for something. It's interesting as well because it's kind of sitting in this shell here with this water. So again, there is this kind of heart connection for me here as well, the emotional, which is very much similar to this. I'm seeing very similar, like this cup, this shell here is this cup here, but I'm seeing this as the heart. This is the center chakra, this is the heart energy, and this spear is kind of bringing it back into like life, like awakening the heart is how I'm feeling it, which is interesting because it is Cancer new moon energy and it is all about the heart. But it feels like a collective, again, this collective energetic awakening on a heart chakra kind of level of recognizing something within all of us. And we have in our hopes and our fears, and this card, sorry, by the way, is our environment, collective environment at this time. I feel like it is a sense of wanting to create something new, being driven forward. The ace is a new energy and it needs direction. It needs to find somewhere to become more than just an ace. It needs to be channeled. All the aces need to be channeled, and that's kind of how it's coming through for me here. Yeah, it's like lots of little fires all coming together to make one awakening. And in our hopes and our fears, as I was saying, we have the Father of Cups in the north, which is the King of Cups energy. And this, interestingly, is actually Odin, who we have over here in the Hangman energy. It was Odin who hung himself upside down from a tree in order to get a bigger perspective on something, and also while he was hanging upside down on this tree he was given the runes, which was like another language, the Nordic language, which also is used for divination, bigger insights, bigger understanding. But the Father of Cups, again, it's heart energy. And it's expressing that energy as well. It's coming from a place of strength within our emotional body, emotional language, emotional understanding, wisdom. It's the Father of Cups, so it's the King. He's kind of reached a place of knowledge, wisdom, growth. He's been through hard times, difficult situations, lots of emotional pain to get to where he is, learning along the way, experiences that have been difficult but have allowed him to grow through them at the same time. So this is kind of what I'm getting from this energy here as well. It is a hope and a fear rather than it being a kind of actuality or a reality itself. And if you see here, he is literally kind of upside down there, even though he is, the card itself is up the right way. And this, like I was saying, is Odin, so it's like he's like surrendering. It's like surrendering the ego, surrendering the, which is what this was kind of saying as well, kind of going beyond that ego energy, beyond the ego, into the deeper emotional connection. And it's come out with the Sun as well, the Father of Cups energy here. So what I was going to say, if I can remember it again, was that this is like the trials and the tribulations that we've had to go through. We've had to surrender, we've had to give up so much over this last couple of years. It's almost like how can I put it? It's almost like having kind of been put in this, again, it's like limbo land, but it feels almost like prison space as well, shall we say. But at the same time, it has awoken a lot of people. What has actually happened has awoken a lot of people. So this Father of Cups energy is kind of saying that we've been through all these trials and these tribulations, but we are growing from it, we are learning from it, we are becoming possibly more emotionally in tune because of it. Like I said, we do have the Sun in reverse, and the Sun in reverse can mean like lack of clarity, not seeing things clearly, but it's also like vitality as well, because the Sun is our vitality, it is our outer passion, again that kind of passion, that driving force. The Sun is what gives us our warmth, our light. It's the reason that we're here, in the sense of if there was no sun it would be very dark, very little would grow, there wouldn't be as much life on earth as there is now. But when it's in reverse as well, there can also be like a warning here, but I feel that because the Sun, too much sun can also, it can burn. And of course this is the masculine energy as well. We have the feminine energy here. So we have both the energies, the masculine and the feminine out at this time. As I was talking about in my astrology reading, there is an interesting balance going up at this time as well. We have the Sun and the Moon in Cancer, which is a feminine sign, but we also have Mars and Venus in Leo, which is a masculine sign. So it's like there is this balance, or like this alchemical process going on a deeper level, but with the kind of masculine and the feminine energies at this time, both kind of learning to understand each other, both kind of learning to understand that one is not more valuable than the other, that both sides of those energies are needed. And when there is too much of one, there is this imbalance again, like, you know, the sun, if it burns, it dries out the crops, it stops things from growing. But then if there isn't enough of it, again, it will stop things from growing. It will, like, there's not enough light. Plants can't photosynthesize. They can't do what they're supposed to do. So there is this kind of warning here as well of, like, not, like, excess. So we'll see what else comes out there, because it does feel as though there's this energy of how can I put it? I mean, again, it's hopes and fears. So it is like trying to kind of balance things out. That there has been this excess of very masculine energy in our history. And the masculine energy has also, like with this energy here, it hasn't been allowed to express this softer, more emotional, more nurturing, more caring side of itself. Which the feminine energy is, that's kind of the more feminine side of our nature, shall we say. It's like the sun is much more driving, it's outward looking, it's much more out in the environment. The sun is a doing energy, it creates outwardly, whereas the moon is a receptive energy. It just receives, it doesn't have to do. It nurtures, it cares, it So what I'm kind of saying here is that there has been this imbalance between these two energies for a long time. There has been an excess of this energy, and because of that, also what I was going to say was that because of that, this energy here has not been seen like the moon energy, the feminine energy, the Cancer energy, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. That energy of loving, home, security, safety has been undervalued for a long time. It's not been given its place as being important or relevant as a mother, or just, yeah, mostly as a mother. Mostly as a mother, as a woman as well, but mostly as a mother. How important being that energy is to the world. It's been very much undermined and devalued, mostly because this has been the driving force and the driving energy for so long. So there has been this kind of lack of masculine sensitivity in a way, or this lack of men being able to express, as I was saying, this side of their own nature, which is very big at the moment. It's very big. That whole thing is a real huge issue, which kind of comes out in maybe not the best way of it actually being honest, which kind of bringing me back to this Seven of Swords energy here as well, like the deception, the deceptive energy of something not being exactly what it's saying it is. So the last card that we have here is the Eight of Swords, which for me, it says swiftness, and I feel as though this is about change happening fast, like things shifting very quickly. But again, there's a sense here of discernment. See all these spears. There's a need here for kind of discernment, to kind of look for the truth amongst all of the information. So something I feel is moving us forward. There is something that is going to be happening very quickly. The whole Uranus energy is big in that at this time. Uranus sextile the sun and the moon at the time of the new moon. The ongoing Pluto Aries energy as well. Aries in Aries, which is also, I feel, having a part to play in this as well, because Aries is the Mars energy, the masculine energy. It's not the sun energy, because that's seen more as Leo energy, but it is very fiery and very passionate as well. Aries, it's the warrior energy, and Aries is the female warrioress energy, and she's sitting in Aries, squaring up to Pluto, who is also opposing the sun and the moon at this time as well. So there's a lot of tension. Mars in Leo is also squaring Uranus as well. So things are going to have to shift, and things are going to have to break and move, and I feel that that's what's going to happen. And it's almost like this, as I was saying, it's almost like this is how I'm kind of seeing it, these two energies, kind of, this is shifting, this is what's going to move this, feels like it's been stuck for so long and not been allowed to move and change and grow and become more than just that little snowball, shall we say, but it's kind of growing. And this is, I'm getting a really strong feeling of, like, you know, all of this energy, this swiftness, this kind of communication and information, data, creative fire, passion, drive, really pushing things forward, is going to make this move. It's going to, and that's what I was getting, it's not going to stop. Once it starts again, it's going to just, it's like snowballing is how it's coming through. But it's like, I've seen it just like this big boulder that's just like running over the top of everything. But it feels like it's kind of being driven by the collective. It's the collective that's pushing it forward. Okay, so a few cards. Moon again. Over the top of the moon. And this Seven of Swords. So there is things that haven't been revealed yet. There is still things that we are yet to learn, yet to understand, that are still kind of, with the moon, even still in the process of being like made in a way. I don't know if I want to use the word made, created. It's like, how can I put it? Like the outcome is still in creative, in the creative process. It's like that there is still more to come that is going to have a bigger effect on us. We also have the Three of Rods, again that kind of waiting energy. waiting to see what's going to happen next. The boats are coming in. It's over the top of this energy here. So it's like seeing things on the horizon, and I'm kind of seeing it again with this energy here as well, seeing things shifting, changing, coming towards us. But maybe also not quite being able to tell what they are yet, because they're in the distance, they're too far away. It's almost like we're collectively picking up on things that are still in that process of actually being, can't think of the word, like created is kind of how it keeps coming through, because the moon in Cancer is also the universal womb as well. So it feels like that birthing process that hasn't quite reached that stage yet. And we also have the Queen of Cups, but this time, well, I say this time, she's upright here. So we have the Queen of Cups, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Daughter of Cups here, or the Page, Knight of Cups, sorry, not the Page, the Knight. Again, there's a lot of glare on these, and I have no idea why. Oh, sorry about this. Don't know what's going on. So, I'll do it separately. The Queen of Cups energy is that emotional link. It is the heart. It's also this cup down here as well in the Magician energy. It's that same cup. So it is that heart connection. It's connecting with people on a heart-based level. Opening up. Value as well, I'm getting as well. Valuing. Realizing that the cup, okay, so also realizing that love doesn't necessarily come from us, it comes through us. It's an energy that comes through us rather than an energy that is from ourselves alone. Is how this is coming through for me today. Again, it's that nurturing energy. It's that wanting to express love, be loved, or be love. Queen of Cups. Again, Cancer energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water energy. But it feels very Cancerian with the moon there twice. It feels very Cancerian, very kind of like awakening again to that kind of sense of the heart. Oh, amazing. And we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups just fall out together there. I do not know what this glare is about. It's just so powerful today. Turn it around a wee bit. Will that make any difference? So the Ace of Pentacles, which we have down here, again, this opportunity. It's come out with the Ace of Cups, so it is about this opportunity to tune into that love. And it feels like this sense of divine love, like again coming from outside of ourselves rather than something that's coming from within. Accepting that cup into our lives. this kind of realization of it feels like this realization of the heart energy and the earth energy, like our physical domain, are connected, but there is no separation from this energy here. Like pouring the love into to make things grow, because the earth, the Ace of Pentacles, sorry, is that growth, it's that energy, again, as I was talking about here. And that's again over the top of this Earth card, daughter or knight, or Knight of Pentacles energy. That's sacred energy, white buffalo woman. So it's what's in our head and it's what we're aware of, and it's kind of saying to me that that love is there. It's always there. It's always there for us to accept and to grow with, and to make things grow within our physical domain. Once we kind of tune into that energy and channel it into our environment. And the earth energy herself. It feels like replenishing is how it's coming through. Like replenishing something, replenishing ourselves, replenishing our heart energy, replenishing our environments, the way that we look after our environments, the way we look after ourselves. And by looking after ourselves, we can then look after others as well. Coming from that flow, knowing that that flow is constant. It's always there. And it helps us to replenish our resources, or manifest our resources, what we need. On the physical domain, like our food, our warmth, our environment, all of it, like, you know, our homes, taking care of ourselves. So what do we have here? The Queen of Swords. Over the top of the Hangman and the Son of Swords, the Page of Swords energy here. So the Queen of Swords is very perceptive. She's very in tune. You can see her sword there with that kind of star lit up. For me, that is kind of saying that she has this deeper understanding, this truth. She's being shown the truth. She's learning the truth, because it's over the top of this Hangman energy as well, which I was talking about as being this place of limbo, of kind of surrendering ourselves to something and kind of learning experiences here, like suffering, but also while we're going through this process, we're also, well, we're going from the Page energy here of like questioning, wanting to move things forward very quickly. It can be very like immature energy, the page as well. It needs to experience though in order to grow. So there is this sense of kind of like, while we've been hanging in limbo, we have also matured in some way. We have kind of gone into onto another level of understanding. But there's also, with this Queen of Swords, an element of protection for herself as well. She kind of knows who she can and can't trust here. It's like once she sees something, once she understands something on a deeper level, it's like you can't pull the wool over her eyes again, is kind of what I'm being told here. Once she knows it, once she sees it, once she understands it, once in the mental realm, it's like you can't pull the wool over her eyes again. It's like, just try me kind of energy is what's coming through. And I'm going to apologise for the barking in the background. If you can hear that, it's not my dog, so there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know whose dog it is, but it's coming from next door. My next door neighbours, they do have a dog, but that doesn't sound like the dog that they have, so I don't know what's going on there. So, and the silver, again, the kind of the silver colour of this armour as well is kind of reminding me of the moon in a way. Like a protection, as I was saying, protection of the heart or the emotions. Like not allowing herself to be like drawn into something that she knows isn't right for her. Like there is a clarity with the Queen of Swords. There is a perception. There is this kind of like an intelligence that goes beyond just the written word, shall we say, the understanding of, I mean, she is a very intelligent energy in herself, but that intelligence is almost like a perception, like picking things up on another level, like body language, that kind of thing. Understanding, I'm just getting kind of understanding and seeing things clearly. So it's like we have gone through this this growth, this like mental growth as well. Like the mental body has kind of moved into another level of understanding. Oh, we have a card there. Okay. We have the High Priestess in reverse here, which is interesting because it means that we now have 3 major arcana cards all down here in the lower subconscious. And the High Priestess literally is the lower subconscious energy. She is the subconscious realm. She works through the subconscious realm. She is the inner knowing, intuitive understanding of something, our gut feeling, going with our instincts. But she's in reverse. Which kind of makes sense because it's not something that we're used to. It's not something that we've been brought up to do. Trusting our feelings, trusting our emotions, trusting our gut. It's kind of, again, it's that female energy that has kind of been pushed to the side, maligned, not important, not valuable. That's kind of how it's coming through. A lot of people fear this energy because they don't know it. It doesn't make sense to them. They have to kind of have that understanding on an intellectual level. So a lot of people aren't trusting their gut feelings at this time. They may know something very deeply, but they're not listening. They're not taking notice of it. It's being ignored, probably because it has been so undervalued. For so very long now. The idea of our body being more than a kind of mechanical vehicle, shall we say, has kind of forced all that more intuitive, instinctual knowingness into a place that's not been accepted. And I hear it so often, like people say, oh, I knew it, but I didn't like take any notice of it. I knew that was going to happen, or I knew that. And they do. We do know it. If we allow ourselves to really listen on a deeper intuitive level, because that's what the universe is. It's the universe telling us, it's guiding us, it's giving us some indication of why it feels wrong, or what it is that feels wrong, and what it is that we should be listening to. But a lot of the time we still tend to ignore it as not being, as I was saying, relevant. Because we have been brought up with this very mind-orientated, very, again, kind of patriarchal, masculine understanding of our environment and our world. But it came out with the Wheel of Fortune, which is interesting energy. Which is similar to the Magician card in a way for me as well. It's actually over the top of the Magician card because the High Priestess has come out over the top of the Temperance energy here. This energy of the old and the new, versing the old versing the new, and this alchemical process of change within us in reverse. So it does feel like this energy of I just feel like not listening to that deeper inner knowledge, that deeper understanding, something that has been kind of there, that wisdom that's been there for a long time, with both of these cards as well. As I was saying, the Wheel of Fortune, for me, also has a kind of sense of this magician energy about it, because I do kind of see this center part of the Wheel of Fortune often as being ourselves in a way, and all these points coming out is our energy that we're putting out there. So depending on what we're putting out there is going to make a difference as to how this wheel turns and where we're going to end up when it does turn. And the wheel is turning. It's turning. I mean, it's a big energy. I mean, there's 4 major arcana cards down here. So this is big energy that we are dealing with at this time. And it is big energy because we're dealing with all the outer planets, the sun and the moon, which are our soul and our kind of, well, the moon is also the collective, but also the sun is our identity, if you like, our, I suppose on some level, our ego. And they are, like I was saying earlier, they are connecting with all the outer planets. They're connected with Neptune, they're connecting with Uranus, and they're connecting with Pluto, who are 3 big, major life event changing planets. So this energy is big at this time. Things are shifting, things are changing, even if we're not aware of it. And we do have a part to play in it. We may not feel we do, because we may feel as though we're kind of on the outside looking in, kind of more of a victim energy in a way. This is kind of saying it's time to kind of grab the control here of our own lives. And make something, not just make something happen, but be aware of the process of what is happening, and that we are all playing a part in this. We're all playing a part in the future that is being created right here, right now. And we have the star energy over the top of this Ace of Stones, but it is in reverse. And the star is hope. It can be in reverse, it can be a feeling of disconnection from things, it can be a sense of hopelessness, a feeling that things are lost before we've even actually put anything into it. Again, it's another major arcana card. So it can also, like I was saying, like this sense of disconnection, of not seeing actually what is, and also the High Priestess could be some of that energy as well, of not actually seeing the reality of something, or not like beyond the veil, like there's some kind of like limitation in a way. Which again could be all this moon energy in reverse here, and it is also our challenge. So this could be a limitation here that is being put on us to kind of push through. Are we going to allow this to be our destiny? Or are we going to push through to something bigger, better? Or are we just going to kind of give up and just, it's like almost like, are we going to be the driving force, or are we going to let others be the driving force here? Is also how it's coming through. Who's going to take control? Because it is a card of destiny. It is a card of connecting to a bigger understanding of our connection and our place within it all. Within the universe. And like our, I mean, this could also be seen as our, like our planet, our rock, if you like, what we all, the place we all live on, the rock we all live on. That we are all responsible for. And over the top of the Daughter of Cups, or the Knight of Cups here, we have the World. So this is saying that there is something ending here. There is a cycle that is closing out. And I do feel that it has got something to do, as I was saying, like with this disconnection, and again, disconnection here as well. But this is about a disconnection between our heart and our environment. It just feels like that sense of our heart and our environment, and how much love we need to pour into that. Because something is closing, something, and again, it's that kind of that bigger cycle that is coming to a close here. And the old and the new energy. The Piscean age as it's coming to a close. It's also kind of saying to me that, are we going to allow that to happen in a disconnected way? Are we going to allow ourselves to be disconnected from each other? That dividing energy. Divide and conquer energy that is out there. That is kind of causing a lot of our problems at this time. And again, it does feel like returning to that heart, returning to our own hearts is the solution. Daughter of Cups, the Knight of Cups, she carries that cup. She's looking for, like I say, she's looking for somebody to give that cup to. She's looking for somebody to give them the cup that they carry. But the cup is representative of the heart. It's symbolic. And we have the Death card, which, of course, in our environment, there is a lot of that going on at this time. And that is part of the ending and the closure of this cycle. There is big transformation going on as well within all of us. And on some level as well, and I've said this previously, but on some level it's almost like clearing out the old energy in order to make way for this new energy to come in, which isn't going to be easy. This lighting is absolutely horrendous today. I really do not know what's going on here. Absolutely no idea. No idea. If that's any better. Probably not. Oh my goodness. No, that's horrendous. I don't know. I give up. But yeah, it feels like a cleaning out is probably the best way I can put it. And I'm also being given like the wheat from the chaff, which is a biblical term. Basically like separating that which is worthy in a sense, and that's not a particularly good word to use, but I can't think of anything else at this time. Separating that is okay, of the same energetic vibration as what's going to be coming through. Or what is coming through. So if it's not of a same vibrational level, then it's not going to, okay, it's not going to stay, because it can't. It's like it's being forced out. It's being forced out so that it can be cleared, so the energy can be cleared. Ending of cycles, karmically as well. Some people are shifting. They've finished their karmic cycle, is also what I'm hearing. Some people have finished like karmic cycles and they no longer need to be here. For other people, it will be transformative. It won't be so drastic in that sense. It will be more of a transformation that is occurring deeply within their subconscious on a deeper level. And I spoke about that in my astrology yesterday as well, about how the light that is coming through the photon belt at this time, which I also said, if you watch my astrology video that I actually have seen quite recently, it looked like snow falling out the sky. Well, originally it looked like rain. I thought it was rain, but I was convinced it wasn't rain because I couldn't see any rain falling outside. So I went outside to see if it was actually raining, if I could feel anything. Couldn't feel anything. Came back in, looked back out, and it was even stronger, and it looked like snow literally falling out the sky. I went downstairs and looked out the window downstairs. My daughter was there, and I said to her, "Is it raining?" She looked outside and said, "No, I don't think it's raining, Mum." And then she said, "Oh, it looks like snow," because I first of all said, "Can you see that?" And she said it looked like snow, and I'd already thought to myself, it looks like snow. So I was like, oh yeah, you can see it. So that's basically what I feel that this is about as well. It's that raising of the kind of consciousness level that is occurring. But in order for it to occur, there has to be transformation within. There has to be this kind of emptying, which is also this energy here as well. Emptying out of the old and the kind of no longer needed baggage in that sense. But it's like a shifting of levels. So those that are kind of going up a level, those that are kind of slightly below that level are going to shift into that empty energetic level. So everybody's kind of shifting up energetically on a vibrational level. So that's what that is meaning for me today. So hopes and fears, we have the Sun and the Father of Cups. And over the top of it we have the Knight of Rods in reverse, or the Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Rods can be seen as a bit of a kind of, it's in reverse, it can be seen as a kind of, how to put it, like not a very serious energy is what's coming through. An energy that is not, like it doesn't take things that seriously, or it doesn't want to go too deeply into things. It's a bit of a jack of a lad type energy. He just wants a bit of fun. But it's in reverse, and it's in our hopes and our fears, with this Sun energy here as well. Again, male or female, it doesn't make any difference to the actual energy, because there can be women exactly the same, and there is plenty of women who are exactly the same. But how it's coming through is this sense of almost like not wanting to go deeper into anything, of not wanting to, how can I put it? It feels like a separate energy to like this. It feels like lower vibrational energy is how it's coming through for me here. But this is a lower vibrational energy of not taking things seriously, of not, and I'm not saying that that doesn't have a place, but it feels as though this isn't the right time, and it isn't the right place for this energy to be allowed. It is a hope and a fear again, so it's not actually happening, but it almost feels like a sense of almost like a sense of distraction. Like a distraction, a kind of something that kind of trying to draw our attention elsewhere is how it's coming through. Over the top of these two energies here, the Page of Cups, sorry, the King of Cups, which is that more maturer, emotionally maturer, been through some tough times, being given top through the ringer, put through the ringer. But even so, it's like there's some energies that even they still don't want to see the truth, or they still don't want to be serious. don't know why, but I'm being given the story of the ant. Is it the ant? I can't think. Ant and the... Is it the ant and the mouse? Where one of them just played and the other one stored things away for the winter. That's kind of how it's coming through. Like prepared. Like one was more of a kind of mature, more prepared energy, whereas this is more of a kind of like, yeah, like happy-go-lucky kind of like, it is what it is, and so it's coming through like two separate, like, because it does feel like lower density energy. It's kind of having to deal with that lower density energy of people who aren't responsible for their own actions. People who aren't, yeah, responsible for their own actions, and it's literally like, it feels like children, like childlike energy. I don't think it is children. I don't think it's to do with children. I think it's more about a maturity or an immaturity level. And possibly also that we can't be responsible for everybody. But that's their choice. It's their choice. If they're going to stay in that kind of lower vibrational energy, you can't force people. It's kind of how it's coming through. And we have the Ace of Rods again. So that's really nice energy to end on here, because it is that same energy that we have down here. And it is what I really like about this energy here as well, like this Ace of Rods, is that it's so full of life. It's not just about fire, it's also about the fact that that fire, if you like, is symbolic of growth, symbolic of kind of flowering. I'm thinking kind of like this flowering, this kind of like yeah, blooming, blossoming. I'm also seeing it as like this new day as well, like the sun rising in the background, which is similar to this here I'm seeing. All this information, all these fast moving, sudden, unexpected events is also how it's coming through, which is pushing us to this point of not just no return, but pushing us to, yeah, it's like this conscious awakening again is kind of what I'm getting. It's kind of pushing us into this place of really kind of opening, almost like third eye chakra awakening energy. Crown chakra as well is what's coming through here. Opening up to the abundance, the pouring in of that abundant kind of like you've got all, like, we've got three of the aces here. We've got pentacles, we've got cups, and we've got the rods. or Wands. So there's a lot of new energy. There is a lot of new energy. But it also feels like a sense of victory somehow here as well. I'm getting a sense of victory, a sense of overcoming something. It's a real kind of sense of achievement and new beginning at the same time. And connection. It's like a connection between the earth energy, which is where the rod is kind of planted into the earth, but it's kind of open up to everything else. So it's like we're heading in a direction of kind of growth, compassion, and just this, yeah, it just feels like this awakening. I was really drawn to using these cards today as well, and I really love the imaging on these cards. I think they're really pretty. And these flowers are here as well. If you see with these flowers here, you can also see them down here as well. It's like this growth, it's like this connection. It all feels like it's interconnected, and it's kind of like we're awakening to that. We're awakening to the interconnectedness of it all. Big change. Big change. 3 aces. Big change. Or 4 if you include the same ace twice. Big change. So let's quickly see what we have for the wild offering advice here for the Cancer new moon. From the universe, the universal source of all that is, all that has ever been, and all that is yet to be. What is the message for this Cancer new moon for the collective energies, please, source? What do you want to tell us at this time? Okay, we get body. It says, show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. So that's interesting, because the body is where it all happens. Without the body, we wouldn't be here. The body is the vehicle. So all of this is happening within our physical environment. It kind of relates to the white buffalo energy for me here. And also the heart chakra as well, like when you love, it's done through the heart or through the love energy, but it's all still within the body. Radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. And we have Guardian Angel that's come out from the Angel Guide cards here. So let's quickly see what Guardian Angel is saying. She was in reverse, so it's an important message. I really wish that dog would stop barking now. It's been barking for ages. Okay, so the message is everyone has a guardian angel who has been with them, I take my glasses up, since their soul's creation. Now your guardian angel is drawing closer to you than ever. This angel guide knows you, loves you, and accepts you completely. Before your incarnation on Earth, you danced across the stars together. If you're feeling overwhelmed or alone at this time, know that your angel guide is with you to share their love and make you feel safe. Very Cancerian energies again. You never walk this path alone. Angels are always there to light the way. This card is a huge reminder that you always have their help, support and companionship available to you. And the extended message is you are an independent soul and often find yourself trying to do everything on your own, which I think is true of a lot of us as well. I've kind of been brought up to be that way and not to be interdependent, which means kind of working together with other people. But know that even just a quick prayer to your guardian angel can take away some of that pressure. Your angel wants to hear more from you. In order to support you fully, they must be invited to do so, but then no request is too much. So it's saying if you reach out to your angel or the spirit realm or universal realm itself, then they are there and listening. But we have to ask for their guidance first of all. Your angel guide was made for you and is dedicated to you. Take time today for an easy and informal conversation with them. And I often think that our guides, angel guides or guides in general, are people who we have had past relationships with. And when I say relationships, I mean like family relationships. They could be a past mother, father, brother, sister, any relationship really. It doesn't just have to be somebody that you've had a intimate earth relationship at some time, although it can be. But they're often people who we are their guardian angels for, and there's a kind of crossover energy with guardian angels. Take time today for an easy and informal conversation with them. Speak openly and in a heartfelt way about your life, any challenges you are facing and anything you need help with. Through that conversation, their help will find its way to you. When you draw this card, they want you to know they are with you. So maybe that's also something that we need to learn collectively as well, is that we're not just here on our own. It may feel like it at times, especially during times of isolation, especially in times when we're not allowed to see those people who we do love. They are there for us. But like I said, we do need to ask for their guidance. So I'm going to finish the reading there and say thank you very much for listening to it and for being here today for this new moon reading. If you've got anything from it, if you found it beneficial, please could you thumbs it up for me. Just give it a like, because it really helps me enormously to grow my channel, get the algorithms from the platform that this is on to pick it up and then take it out into the broader YouTube world so that it can be seen by other people, other channels. That really helps to grow this channel as well, which is what I'm trying to do at this time. So if you haven't subscribed already, please could you do so. I am one away from my 150, which I'm really quite excited about. So once I reach that point, I'm going to do a probably kind of another kind of reading that's like a bonus read, so it would be like a collective read in general. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thank you very much to those of you who have, and do like and subscribe to my channel already. Also for those of you who share my videos, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And also, if you want to share my videos, if you know anybody who you feel may benefit from this, then also please feel free to share. That would be great. So yeah, the bell thing, as and when, if you tap that bell, and it will let you know when my videos are put out. I do all the full moon, all the new moons, all of the sun signs as well. I do for the sun and the, sorry, for the full moon and the new moon, I do the astrology and the tarot, both of them. So there's a playlist with everything on it, no times, no dates, just titles. So if anything grabs you, apart from the sun, the new moons and the full moons, they do have dates obviously. But all the sun readings that I do, the sun sign readings, there is no dates on them because crap happens all the time and you never know when that reading may be right for you. So if it grabs your attention and it feels like it resonates with you at the time, then it's your reading. And with all that being said, I'm going to say thank you again for being here. I hope the Cancer new moon is kind to you, and please take really good care of yourselves, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.